There's a man who walks into a room and immediately commands attention, not because he's loud, not because he demands it, but because something about his presence makes people take notice. He doesn't seek approval. He doesn't explain himself. He simply exists with a quiet certainty that's magnetic. You've seen this man. Maybe you've envied him. Maybe you've wondered what he has that you don't. Here's the truth that will change everything for you. Respect isn't given to those who beg for it, it's commanded by those who embody it. It's not about what you say, it's about who you are when no one's watching. It's about the principles you live by, the boundaries you hold, and the dignity you refuse to compromise. The ancient Stoics understood something most modern men have forgotten. Respect flows naturally to men who respect themselves. Command comes not from force, but from self-mastery. Influence isn't about manipulation. It's about integrity, so solid that people can't help but recognize it. But this isn't just ancient philosophy. This is about you. Right now. Today. It's about walking into your workplace and being heard instead of talked over. It's about your partner looking at you differently, speaking to you with admiration instead of contempt. It's about reclaiming the dignity that's been slowly eroded by years of tolerating disrespect. So if you've ever felt invisible, if you've ever been dismissed or overlooked, if you're tired of feeling like you have to fight for basic respect, this video is for you. I'm going to share 7 Stoic principles that will transform not just how others see you, but how you see yourself. These aren't tricks or tactics. They're foundational truths that, when embodied, make respect inevitable. Stick with me to the end because the 7th principle is the one that changes everything. It's the principle that separates men who demand respect from men who command it. I implore you to give this your full attention from start to finish. If you're here, you're not like everyone else. You're someone who seeks real transformation, not quick fixes. Your commitment to growth sets you apart. Let's begin. Principle number 1. Master your emotional reactions. The first and most powerful principle is this: a man who controls his emotions controls how others perceive him. The Stoics called this emotional self-mastery, and it's the foundation of all respect. Think about the last time someone disrespected you. Maybe they insulted you, dismissed your idea, or spoke to you with contempt. What was your reaction? Did you explode in anger? Did you shrink and accept it silently? Did you get defensive and over-explain yourself? Here's what Marcus Aurelius understood that most men don't. Your reaction to disrespect reveals everything about your character. When you react emotionally, when you let someone else's words control your state, you hand them your power. You announce to everyone watching that you can be manipulated, that your composure is for sale, that the right words can break you. But when you remain calm in the face of disrespect, something powerful happens. The person trying to provoke you loses their power. The room watches you maintain composure while they lose theirs. Without saying a word, you've demonstrated that you are not controlled by external circumstances. You are anchored in something deeper. Epictetus taught his students that we cannot control what others say or do, but we have absolute control over how we respond. This is your power. This is where respect is built. Not in the moments when life is easy, but in the moments when someone tests you and you refuse to break. Practice this. When someone disrespects you, pause. Take a breath. Feel the emotional reaction rising in your body and consciously choose not to feed it. Respond with calm clarity or don't respond at all. Watch how this changes the dynamic immediately. People who can't control you become uncomfortable. People who respect strength recognize it in you. Emotional mastery isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about not being enslaved by them. It's about choosing your response instead of being controlled by your reactions. This is the first principle. Master this, and you've laid the foundation for commanding respect. Principle number 2, live by a clear code. Respected men don't negotiate their values depending on who's in the room. They have a code, a set of principles they live by, and everyone knows it. This consistency is magnetic, because in a world where most people bend with every wind, a man who stands firm becomes a reference point. Seneca wrote, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." A man who changes his opinions to please whoever he's talking to, who shifts his values to avoid conflict, who says one thing and does another, this man commands no respect. He's a chameleon. And chameleons are interesting, but they're not respected. Your code doesn't have to be complex. It could be as simple as, I don't lie. I keep my word. I don't tolerate disrespect. I don't gossip. I honor my commitments. The specific principles matter less than your unwavering commitment to them. Here's why this commands respect. When people know what you stand for, they know what to expect from you. There's no guessing, no manipulation, no hidden agenda. You become predictable in the best possible way. Your yes means yes. Your no means no. Your boundaries are clear and enforced. Think about the men you respect most in your life. Chances are they're men who have clear principles and live by them consistently. They don't bend their values for convenience. They don't compromise their integrity for approval. And because of this, even people who disagree with them respect them. Living by a code also gives you an internal compass that makes decisions easier. When you're tempted to compromise, to take the easy path, to do something that violates your principles, your code reminds you who you are. It's not about what's easy or popular. It's about what aligns with the man you've decided to be. So define your code. Write it down if you need to. 3 to 5 core principles that are non-negotiable. Then live by them publicly and privately. Watch how quickly people start treating you differently when they realize you're not for sale, you can't be manipulated, and your word actually means something. Principle number 3, practice strategic silence. In a world where everyone's scrambling to be heard, silence is power. The Stoics understood that a man who speaks less but says more commands attention in a way that constant talkers never will. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Most men talk too much. They over-explain. They justify. They fill every silence with nervous chatter. They think that speaking more makes them more important, more intelligent, more respected. The opposite is true. When you practice strategic silence, several things happen. First, people lean in. They become curious about what you're thinking. Second, when you do speak, your words carry more weight. Third, you avoid the trap of saying stupid things that diminish you. And fourth, you create space to observe, to think, to respond with precision instead of reacting with noise. Think about the most respected figures you know. They don't dominate every conversation. They listen more than they speak. And when they do speak, people stop and pay attention because they know it will be worth hearing. Strategic silence doesn't mean being passive or withdrawn. It means being deliberate with your words. It means not feeling the need to fill every silence, to respond to every criticism, to explain yourself to people who haven't earned an explanation. Here's a practical application. In your next meeting or social gathering, practice speaking half as much as you normally would. Instead of jumping in with your opinion immediately, listen, observe, think. Then, when you do speak, make it count. Make it precise, thoughtful, and confident. Watch how the dynamic shifts. Watch how people start looking to you differently. Silence is also powerful in conflict. When someone is trying to provoke you, to draw you into an argument, silence can be devastating. It communicates that their attempt to engage you emotionally has failed. It says, "I'm not participating in this." And often, that non-reaction commands more respect than any clever comeback ever could. Remember? A lion doesn't need to tell you it's a lion. It just is. You don't need to announce your value, defend your worth, or convince anyone of your capabilities. Your silence combined with your actions speaks volumes. Principle number 4, become comfortable with disapproval. This might be the hardest principle for most men because we're wired to seek approval, to want to be liked, to avoid conflict and rejection. But here's the paradox. The moment you become comfortable with disapproval is the moment you become truly respectable. Epictetus taught, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Translation: stop caring so much about what other people think of you. The need for approval makes you controllable. The comfort with disapproval makes you free. Think about it. A man who needs everyone to like him will compromise his values, tolerate disrespect, and shrink himself to fit into spaces where he doesn't belong. He's constantly scanning the room for signs of approval, adjusting his behavior to maintain it, terrified of doing anything that might make someone think less of him. This man gets no respect. Because respect flows to men who are willing to stand alone, to be unpopular if necessary, to prioritize their own values over others' opinions. When you become comfortable with disapproval, several things happen. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't deserve an explanation. You set boundaries without apology. You make decisions based on what's right for you, not what will make you popular. You walk away from people and situations that don't serve you without guilt. And here's the beautiful paradox. The less you need people to approve of you, the more they respect you. Because they sense that you're operating from an internal standard, not chasing external validation. You're not performing for them, you're being authentic. And authenticity, even when it's unpopular, commands respect. Practice this. Make one decision this week that you know might disappoint someone. Set a boundary. Say no to something you don't want to do. Express an unpopular opinion. Notice how uncomfortable it feels at first. Then notice how empowering it becomes. That discomfort is you breaking free from the prison of other people's opinions. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in Rome, constantly reminded himself not to care about the opinions of people whose judgment he didn't respect. If an emperor needed that reminder, so do you. Principle number 5, let your actions speak. Talk is cheap, plans are easy, promises are everywhere. But actions, consistent actions aligned with your words, that's rare. And rarity commands respect. The Stoics were obsessed with the gap between philosophy and practice, between knowing what's right and actually doing it. Seneca warned against being someone whose words are impressive, but whose life is unimpressive. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to stop talking about being a good man and just be one. In the modern world, we're drowning in people who talk about what they're going to do, the business they're going to start, the weight they're going to lose, the boundaries they're going to set, the changes they're going to make. And then nothing happens. All talk, no action. When you become a man of action, when people watch you consistently do what you say you're going to do, follow through on your commitments, and live according to the principles you espouse, you command respect automatically. No marketing needed. No self-promotion required. Your life is the evidence. This also applies to how you handle disrespect. Don't tell someone you won't tolerate something and then tolerate it. Don't announce your boundaries and then let people violate them. Don't threaten to walk away and then stay. Every time you do this, you lose respect, including your own. Instead, let your actions speak. If someone crosses a boundary, enforce a consequence. If you said you'd walk away from disrespect, walk away. If you committed to a goal, show progress. People are watching, and they remember. Not what you said you'd do, but what you actually did. Here's the practice. Stop announcing your intentions. Stop telling people about your plans. Just do the work. Make the changes. Set the boundaries. Live the principles. Let them discover through your consistent actions that you're different, that your word means something, that you're not all talk. In 6 months, when you've consistently shown up as the man you claimed you'd be, you won't need to ask for respect. It will be given automatically because your actions have proven you deserve it. Principle number 6. Cultivate abundance mentality. Men who command respect don't operate from scarcity. They don't cling to relationships out of fear they won't find better ones. They don't tolerate disrespect because they're terrified of being alone. They don't compromise their values because they're desperate for approval. The Stoics taught radical self-sufficiency, not in the sense of not needing anyone, but in the sense of being complete within yourself. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." When you cultivate an abundance mentality, you approach relationships from a position of choice, not need. You're with someone because they add value to your life, not because you're desperate to avoid loneliness. You maintain friendships because they're mutually beneficial, not because you're afraid of being alone. This mentality is instantly recognizable. People can sense when you need them versus when you choose them. Neediness repels respect. Choice attracts it. When someone knows they're chosen, not needed, when they understand that you have options and you're choosing them, it changes the entire dynamic. But abundance mentality goes deeper than relationships. It's about approaching life itself from a place of internal wealth. You don't need external validation because you validate yourself. You don't need constant praise because you know your worth. You don't need everyone to like you because you like yourself. This doesn't mean being arrogant or closed off. It means being grounded in the understanding that your value doesn't depend on others recognizing it. You're whole with or without their approval, and that wholeness is magnetic. Practice this by auditing your relationships. Are you in them by choice or by fear? Are you tolerating disrespect because you're afraid of being alone? Are you compromising your values because you're desperate to maintain connection? If the answer is yes, you're operating from scarcity, and it's costing you respect. Shift to abundance by building a life so full, so rich with purpose and meaning, that people are additions to an already complete picture, not solutions to an incomplete one. When you do this, you naturally command respect because people sense that you don't need them, you simply enjoy them. And that's a completely different energy. Principle number 7, know when to walk away. This is the principle that separates boys from men, the ultimate demonstration of self-respect, and the most powerful way to command respect from others. The willingness to walk away. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The ultimate expression of this power is knowing that you can leave any situation, any relationship, any environment that doesn't serve you. And not just knowing it, but being willing to do it. Most men are trapped in situations they hate, relationships that diminish them, jobs that drain them, friendships that disrespect them because they're terrified of walking away. They've convinced themselves they don't have options. That starting over would be too hard. That tolerating disrespect is easier than facing the unknown. This fear makes them controllable. People sense it. They sense that you won't leave no matter how poorly they treat you. And when someone knows you won't leave, they have no incentive to treat you well. Your threats are empty. Your boundaries are suggestions. Your standards are negotiable. But when you develop the genuine willingness to walk away, everything changes. Not the threat of leaving, not talking about leaving. The actual demonstrated willingness to exit situations that don't honor your worth. This is the ultimate form of respect, both for yourself and from others. You're announcing that your peace, your dignity, your standards are non-negotiable. That you'd rather be alone than disrespected. That you'd rather start over than tolerate mediocrity. That you value yourself enough to walk away from anything that asks you to be less than you are. The paradox is beautiful. The moment you become truly willing to walk away is often the moment people start treating you better, because they finally believe you might actually leave. Your boundary finally has teeth. But here's the key: you can't fake this. People sense when it's a bluff versus when it's real. So how do you develop this? You build a life outside of any single relationship or situation. You cultivate skills, friendships, purpose, and self-sufficiency that make you confident you'll be okay no matter what. You prove to yourself, through small acts of walking away, that you can do it. Practice walking away from small things. The conversation that's going nowhere. The friend who constantly disrespects you. The situation where you're not valued. Each time you walk away, you're building evidence that you can do it. You're strengthening the muscle of self-respect. And when the big moment comes, when you're faced with a relationship or situation that requires you to compromise your core values, you'll have the strength to walk. Not in anger, not with drama, but with the quiet certainty that you deserve better and you're willing to find it, even if it means walking alone for a while. This is the principle that changes everything. Because a man who can walk away from anything is a man who can't be controlled by anything. And that's a man who commands respect, not through words or demands, but simply through being someone who values himself enough to leave what doesn't serve him. As we close this journey through these 7 Stoic principles, understand that these aren't separate tactics. They're interconnected facets of a single truth. Respect flows naturally to men who respect themselves. You don't need to demand it, beg for it, or manipulate for it. You simply need to embody these principles so deeply that respect becomes inevitable. Master your emotions. Live by a code. Practice strategic silence. Become comfortable with disapproval. Let your actions speak. Cultivate abundance. Know when to walk away. These 7 principles, when lived consistently, don't just command respect from others. They build unshakable self-respect. And that's where true transformation begins. You have within you right now the power to become the man who walks into rooms and commands attention without saying a word. Not because of tricks or tactics, but because of the principles you embody. Start today. Choose one principle and commit to living it fully this week. Watch what happens. If this resonated with you and you want to go deeper into Stoic wisdom for modern men, check out our other videos. Subscribe for more content that builds strength, dignity, and self-respect. Drop a comment below and tell me which principle hit hardest for you. Let's build a community of men who understand that respect isn't given. It's commanded through how we live. Remember what Marcus Aurelius knew. You don't need to argue about what a good man should be. You just need to be one. Starting now. Stay strong. Stay stoic.